Hey everyone, this is Vedangi welcoming you in my YouTube channel Educational Katta 9. Today we are going to see chapter number 1 of biology. Actually, by mistake, it has been done. What happening? This is not working today. This is B, okay, chapter number 1 biology, that is. Hey everyone, this is Vedangi welcoming you in my YouTube channel Educational Katta 9. Today we are going to deal with chapter number 1 of biology class 10, that is life processes part 2. In first part we have covered whole nutrition part explanation, and in this lecture we are going to finish up respiration part. I think only 15 to 20 minutes will be required, as in last lecture we covered that nutrition part in just 30 minutes. So hope so we can complete it in 20 to 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, let's see. First of all, we should know what's mean by respiration. Okay, so respiration in organism is a topic, but first of all, respiration we have to understand. Okay, next slide is of why do we respire and respiration. But first of all, whenever you are studying, try to understand. कुछ भी हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं तो पहले जो भी टाइटल है उसको समझ लो. अभी क्या है, रेस्पिरेशन. रेस्पिरेशन का मीनिंग क्या जानते हो? बिफोर रीडिंग यू शुड थिंक दिस कि रेस्पिरेशन मतलब क्या होता है. मेरी तरफ से फॉर मी व्हाट्स रेस्पिरेशन मीन्स, मेरे लिए रेस्पिरेशन क्या है. डेफिनेशन, ट्राई टू थिंक एंड टेल मी इन कमेंट सेक्शन. आई विल कंटिन्यू. ओके, जस्ट स्टॉप द वीडियो एंड कमेंट. Now respiration, in this process what happens, many organisms use oxygen acquired from outside the body to break down food materials and provide energy for various metabolic reactions. इस प्रोसेस में क्या होता है, बहुत सारे जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं वो बाहर से लिया हुआ जो ऑक्सीजन है वो फूड के ब्रेकडाउन के लिए और कुछ मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटीज़ होते हैं उनको परफॉर्म के लिए प्रोवाइड करते हैं. This is just a definition of respiration. If you want to write in your exam, you have to just write कि O2. O2 is taken. ठीक है. Then it is for what? Breakdown food. Breakdown food. Then and metabolic activities. These are the keywords you have to understand. Oxygen acquired from outside, okay, from to break down food and perform various metabolic activities. This is a definition of respiration if you want to know. Now let us understand why do we respire. Now just imagine if we are not. See, breathing and respiration are two different things. I will tell you when the topic will come. Let me see. Yes, respiration and breathing में difference देखेंगे. तो why do we respire? For getting energy from food. Breakdown of food will release energy. So we are respiring to get energy from food. Food contains stored energy. When we respire, the food is broken down into in cells of our body with the help of oxygen and energy is released. जब हम रेस्पायर करते हैं तो फूड क्या होता है, ब्रेक डाउन होता है, एज आई सेड. ओके, जिसकी मदद से ऑक्सीजन और एनर्जी रिलीज होती है। रेस्पिरेशन क्या होता है? इस प्रोसेस में जो फूड होता है ग्लूकोज वो ब्रेक डाउन होता है बॉडी के सेल्स में विद द हेल्प ऑफ ऑक्सीजन टू रिलीज एनर्जी। द सेम पहले जो बताया वो भी एक्यूरेट है और ये भी एक्यूरेट है। ठीक है, बाय हार्ट यू हैव टू लर्न इट। सिंस रेस्पिरेशन टेक्स प्लेस इन सेल्स ऑफ द बॉडी इट इज़ नोन एज सेल्यूलर रेस्पिरेशन। जो भी एक्टिविटीज़ सेल में होती है वो होती है सेल्यूलर एक्टिविटीज़। ठीक है, लाइक रेस्पिरेशन तो सेल्यूलर रेस्पिरेशन। नाउ देयर इज इक्वेशन ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन. It is just opposite of photosynthesis, just chlorophyll and that is not there, but still glucose plus oxygen, these are the byproducts of photosynthesis. Here they are the main products, reactants you can see. Okay, so glucose plus oxygen will release carbon dioxide energy with some water molecules. Okay, yes, equation is important, right? Here equation is important and respiration definition is important. Now types of respiration in this difference between them. Difference is important. So learn that. There are two types of respiration. First is aerobic and second is anaerobic. Aerobic means not that you are going to aerobics classes, huh? Here aerobic is different. Aerobic respiration is a type of respiration which takes place in presence of oxygen. Simply this is the only definition of it. Okay, and in this type of respiration large amount of energy is released. Okay, aerobic respiration is respiration in which glucose is break down in presence of oxygen to release carbon dioxide, water and energy. It takes place in most organisms, example humans itself. Okay, anaerobic respiration, absence of oxygen. It releases alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. It takes place in yeast. Okay, also it takes place in our muscle cells when there is lack of oxygen to release lactic acid and energy. These equations are also important. In last I will show you that. Now come on breathing. Do you think so there is difference between respiration and breathing? If not, then also you have to accept that there is a difference, because breathing is just a process by which we are taking oxygen rich air and reaching out carbon dioxide. Okay, breathing is just inhalation and inhalation, that is breathing. But respiration is we are breaking down food to release energy and using that energy for various metabolic activities. Okay, breathing is a process by which oxygen rich air is taken in and carbon dioxide rich air is given out with the help of respiratory organs. The taking in of air rich in oxygen is called inhalation, and the giving out of air rich in carbon dioxide is called exhalation. These two definition can't be asked, but still you should know कि inhalation किसको बोलते हैं. We are taking the oxygen rich air and giving out carbon dioxide rich air is exhalation. Now breathing rate, this is important because you have not learned this I think previously. If yes, there was no importance that time, but now it's there. Breathing rate क्या होता है? Number of times a person, just give me 1 minute. The number of times a person breathes in a minute is called breathing rate. एक मिनट में एक पर्सन कितनी टाइम ब्रीथ करता है, that is breathing rate. Number of breaths per minute is breathing rate. एक exhalation, एक inhalation, एक breathe. एक exhalation, एक inhalation, एक breathe. Don't be in confusion कि just एक कर लिया एक breathe होगी. That is one breath, okay? When a person needs more energy, he breathes faster. More oxygen is supplied to the cell, more food is broken down, and more energy is released. Clear? Yes. Now, how do we breathe? This is also one point. How do we breathe? Yes. So, respiratory system is there which helps in breathing. Respiratory system. Main parts of respiratory system are nostrils, nasal cavity, windpipe, lungs, and diaphragm. So, see, this is a spelling which takes difficulty in pronunciation. It's diaphragm. Okay, if you are saying diaphragm and all, no issue, but just learn the spelling. Okay, breathing involves the rib cage and a muscular sheath below the chest cavity called diaphragm. During inhalation means breathe in, the chest cavity increases in size and diaphragm moves down and air enters into lungs. And during exhalation what happens? Chest cavity reduces in size and the diaphragm moves up and air is pushed out of the lungs. This is a respiratory system. I think you all can see this, right? Nasal passage, oral cavity, pharynx, larynx, all things are there. This is diagram when exhalation and inhalation mechanism actually. It's okay. Yes. This is model to show that mechanism of breathing. What do we breathe out? The air we breathe is a mixture of carbon dioxide and moisture. Activity you have to do it by yourself. Breathing in other animals, this is not a part of you was lavish. So we will continue with respiration in plants. Plants also take in oxygen from air and gives out carbon dioxide. This oxygen is used in cells to break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water and release energy. The leaves have tiny pores called stomata which helps in the exchange of gases. The roots here also help to take air from soil. Who helps in respiration? Root hairs to take airs, then stomata for gaseous exchange. Okay, means leaves only. So leaves and root hairs. Okay, so there are no slides now, so I will just explain you. First of all, I will tell you difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. First, aerobic respiration occurs in presence of oxygen, anaerobic occurs in absence of oxygen, presence absence. Then in aerobic respiration complete breakdown of food takes place. In anaerobic incomplete oxidation or breakdown takes place. Then here large amount of energy is produced. In anaerobic less amount of energy is produced. Okay, examples: human beings, animals, plants. Most of the plants in aerobic and anaerobic is human muscle cells, certain bacteria. Okay, then uh, I told you about the respiration in plants. There is no questions such details there. Just you should know stem and root are the respiratory organs. Then respiration in animals. So they have respiratory system. Okay. We will see human respiratory system. First of all, aquatic organisms gaseous exchange is different. Okay, fish and other aquatic animals need dissolved oxygen for respiration, which is there in less amount, hence their breathing rate is high. Okay, then terrestrial organisms, they use atmospheric oxygen which is present in large amount. Okay, now I will go on this diagram. Okay, I will talk, you will listen. Okay, first, nostrils. Air is taken into the body through external opening of the nose called nostrils. Okay, I think here it's not mentioned, I will mention that. Here are two nostrils. What happening? The here, okay. This these are nothing but a nostrils. Okay. Then nostrils से क्या होता है? एयर बॉडी के अंदर जाता है. They are external openings. Then nasal passage, we comes on nasal passage. Air entering the nostrils lead to nasal passage. These are lined by fine hairs and mucus which helps to filter the air entering through them. Then comes is oral cavity. You don't have pharynx. I'll explain you. Okay, pharynx. So nasal chamber opens into the pharynx. It passes air to larynx. From here it goes in larynx. Then larynx, also known as sound box, it is located in neck region in front of trachea. It also produces sound. Trachea is a vein pipe. Okay, we comes on trachea now. Okay. The incomplete rings of cartilage present in the throat keep trachea opening, allowing the passage of air to the lungs. This ensures that the air passages do not collapse. Then comes bronchi. After entering the thoracic cavity, trachea divides into two smaller tubes called bronchi, and they further extend into each lungs. Bronchioles. Bronchi are subdivided into the smaller tubes called bronchioles, and each bronchiole finally terminates into many alveoli. Alveoli, see, bronchi are mentioned. Bronchi, these are bronchioles. Bronchioles, and these are alveoli. Alveoli, okay. Then alveoli are balloon-like structure which are located inside the lungs. Provide surface area for exchange of gases. Okay, and also the walls of alveoli, they contain an extensive network of blood vessels. Then comes his lungs. Lungs, to everybody knows, there is a pair of lungs. They are primary organ for respiration, which are located on two sides of a heart. Lungs allow transport of oxygen from the atmosphere into blood and releases carbon dioxide from blood to the atmosphere. Okay. Now there are two additional things: ribs and diaphragm. Okay, heart we don't need to mention. See, oral cavity don't mention, heart also don't mention here. Okay, so now we are on last part, that is ribs and diaphragm. Ribs are 12 pairs of bones that form a cage in the thoracic region. Then diaphragm, it is a muscular partition present between thorax and abdomen which forms the base of chest cavity. Now there is a last topic of this part, that is mechanism of gases exchange in humans. So human beings takes an oxygen from the atmosphere and release out carbon dioxide in return. So this complete process is called breathing. Now it gets completed in three main steps. First, inhalation, then exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in alveoli, then exhalation. Okay, I- inhalation you got, but see, air is taken into the body through nostrils and passed down to the trachea. Then chest cavity becomes larger due to flattened diaphragm and lifted lips. Then expansion of chest cavity creates a partial vacuum in the chest cavity. Then to equalize the pressure, air is sucked into the lungs and filled expanded alveoli. Then oxygen is taken up by the blood from alveoli through the blood vessels. Then hemoglobin in the blood takes up oxygen and carried to each tissue. Then oxygen is transported to all cells in the body. Then CO2 produced by respiration diffuses in cells to blood, which transport carbon dioxide back to lungs, and blood release CO2 into alveoli that brings from whole body. Okay, then CO2 again is transported in dissolved form in blood. From blood, carbon dioxide passes to alveoli, chest cavity compressed due to relaxation of ribs and diaphragm, and finally the air is forced out of lungs to the atmosphere, and in this way the breathing, respiration takes place. This is how the respiration uh, is and human respiratory system looks like. Okay, I hope you all understand respiration. In next lecture we are going to say transportation. If you want this ppt, comment, and if you want some extra material like notes, you can ask for it, and comment what better I can do for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye, take care. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share to your best friends. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.